today we're going to talk about how sexual shame manifests in the way you approach women and how it inhibits you, how it actually causes your approach anxiety, how it causes your social anxiety, even when it comes to talking to people. And I'm going to show you exactly how to fix sexual shame to release your approach anxiety when it comes to women so that you feel much more confident approaching, you have no fear, and you create the connections that you want to create. Sexual shame manifests in terms of fear of approaching women. Many guys have different kinds of different flavors of this approach anxiety, let's just say. For example, some guys have sexual shame, but they don't have fear of rejection. Okay. Other guys have fear of rejection, but they don't have sexual shame. They don't care about other people listening to them in public while they approach and say hi to a woman in public, okay? But in general, the fear manifests in a very similar fashion, which is you just can't approach. You can't walk up to that girl at the bus stop or at the bar or wherever, coffee shop, and just say hi, introduce yourself, and just get the number and get it done. Yeah, and get done with it. So let's dive into the sexual shame aspect of it. How does it manifest? Well, in general, if you have sexual shame, you will notice that it bothers you a lot when there's people around you when you're approaching women. If people are very close to the girl that you're about to approach, and there is a possibility that they might overhear you saying, "Hey, I think you're beautiful. I would like to get to know you." If there's a potential for that, then, and I struggle with this a lot, by the way, for years until I fixed it with what I'm about to show you in this video. So, people are close, they're going to overhear you. That's when you feel the paralysis. If there's nobody around, or if there's very few people around, or you're at the bar and there's a lot of music and you could kind of hide in the background with the music and merge with people in the music, everybody's just like not really paying that much attention, then the fear is not that strong. But if it's like more like a silent environment and there's people close to the girl, they're gonna see you, hear you, that's when you experience sexual shame. This is how you know you have it. If you don't have this, then that means you don't have sexual shame, okay? Of course, shame can manifest during sexual contact, okay? Or dealing with your sexuality in general. But here we're talking how it manifests in the context of approaching women. Now, how do we fix this? Well, it's very simple. There's healing, of course. You got to do coaching on this. This is the best way to fix this. But of course, if you follow and apply this principle that I'm about to show you, then perhaps you don't need coaching, okay? For most guys, they do in general, but maybe you're the kind of guy who doesn't need, and then you could just apply this and that's it. So apply what I'm about to show you. If it doesn't work, then you gotta get a dating coach, okay? Or an inner game coach like myself. Now, what's the principle? What's the principle? Now, the principle is that, first of all, I would like to explain how this works. What's the theory behind it? Okay, what is the metacognitive theory behind this? So, the way inner game principles work is that your mind is stuck on a specific way of looking at the situation, the approach situation. And just by shifting your mind's perspective or your mindset, shifting the way you interpret the approach situation, because it's all about, you see the girl, you see people, you get triggered. Your mind is input of this situation in terms of data, in terms of information, is triggering you. So we just have to change the way you see the situation. So this is one way inner game principles work. They just change the way you see the situation, and then the fear is gone. Okay? The sexual shame is gone or reduced. So that's the theory. So the practice. So what is the principle? The principle is that everybody came out of, quote unquote, to be politically correct here because we're on YouTube, came out of sexual contact, making love. Okay. That's what your parents did. That's what everybody, if you were to just look at everybody around you in terms of like originating from sperm, basically, if we're talking in the biological sense, then that is a biological fact. And I always ask people to take a moment to absorb the principle in my videos when I share something shocking like this or something obvious, because the biggest truths are the simplest truths. So take a moment to think about this. At the same time, imagine yourself approaching a girl and you're looking at these people around the girl and yourself, and apply this principle in your imagination. Remember that we all came out of the process of making love. And take a moment to absorb that. How does it change? How does this principle change the way you experience the sexual shame, the fear, the paralysis? The idea that approaching a woman and expressing your interest for her is wrong. It's something to be ashamed of. How does the idea, how does the principle, the biological fact, the universal fact that we all came out of the process of making love, and that it's as natural as anything else around you, it's like oxygen, and everybody around you also, this is the second principle, everyone around you is looking for love. Everyone likes to make love. It's like breathing. It's like drinking water. Everybody likes to drink water. Pretty much. People are happier when they have sexual partners. Romantic partners, especially. You can check the studies. If you're a scientific guy. I'm more like a scientific dude, but also I'm spiritual. I'm all in and in between. Really think about it. Everyone around you is seeking love. Is seeking sexual contact. I don't think you will ever meet somebody on this planet who is like, well, I don't want to connect in a sexual way. It's never going to happen. As long as they're like a healthy adult, maybe, yeah, some people, of course, we have the rare or the minority of people who are like celibate or doing some yogic practices or whatever it is, or semen retention or whatever, but semen retention, that's a different story, but yeah. Even if you're doing semen retention, you're still practicing some kind of a sexual practice. Okay. You're not giving out the energy. You're not exchanging energy, but you're circulating the energy within yourself. You still have this making love kind of energy, but you're making love with yourself, literally. So, in the figurative sense, I don't mean literally, but... So sexual shame, to release sexual shame, first you will have to understand, and I want you to write all this stuff down. And I always recommend my clients, my viewers, my coaching clients, I tell them to make a journal with these principles and to write them down and to read them before you go out and about approaching women. For a couple of weeks at least, before you go out, you just read it. Because it's going to be floating in the back of your mind, in your subconscious. It'll remain active, and slowly, in a few weeks, you will notice that the fear, the sexual shame will gradually start to decrease. Okay. No, I cannot promise it's going to be gone completely, because many people still do need healing and coaching and inner game coaching, which is what I do with my clients. But you will be able to at least make things happen, okay? Or witness a very drastic reduction in your sexual shame. And why do some people will still need coaching? Well, because they have a lot of trauma. Sexual shame is a trauma, okay? It's a misperception that your sexuality is wrong. And we gotta fix that, okay? Many times it is fixed in the past. Other times it's just fixed by training your mind metacognitively to zoom out and to continuously remind yourself in the moment and before you go out that your sexuality is as normal as drinking water. Why? Because everybody has sexuality, and everyone is seeking love at the end of the day. Yeah, you got friends, but what is more enjoyable? You want to hang out with your... I mean, be honest as a man. Like, you want to hang out with a girl and... yeah, your friends are fun, like your guy friends, your dude friends are fun. Also, even as a woman, if you're watching this as a woman, but this is like a man's channel, but I'm giving advice to men in specific. But even as a woman, yeah, you like to hang out with your girlfriends, but at the end of the day, you want to hang out with your guy, you see. Because it fulfills many needs at the same time, like sexual needs, emotional, mental, okay? And that's also... There's something to romantic connection that friendships cannot give. Some kind of energy to it, okay? Love, building a relationship, building a partnership. So it's special kind of feeling. So write down principle number 1, number 2. Just a reminder. So what did we talk about? So we spoke about how sexual shame is released by writing down and reminding yourself until the next couple of weeks before you go out, and maybe during, that everybody has sexuality. This releases the misperception that your sexuality and conveying interest in public is wrong, is taboo. The second one is we're all seeking love and sexual contact. I wouldn't say 24/7, but in general, it's something that human beings really enjoy. To be in love or to experience their sexuality, be it alone, but especially with others. And this should release your sexual shame. At least change the perception that what you're doing by approaching a woman and saying hi and saying that you like her beauty, that you find her attractive, is wrong. Comment down below what you think. The comments help the channel grow and get more views if you like this content. So comment down below what you think of what I'm saying and your experience. And also you could suggest what would you like me to talk about next in terms of social skills and dating, social anxiety, approach anxiety. If you're still struggling, if you have a lot of blockages, not just sexual shame, then hit me up. You can find my calendar to book a one-on-one free consultation, talk about your blockages, and an opportunity for one-on-one coaching with me. I share new ideas that I don't share on YouTube, on my Instagram page and TikTok. Links also in the description below. Don't forget to hit the like button, and see you in the next one.